Hello again. This is Booktalk with Tracy, and this is the second installment talking about my book, Three Strand Cord. If you watched the first segment, I was talking about the inspiration, I was talking about the characters, and I was wondering how wise it was to be outdoors because there was a lot of lawnmowers and dogs barking and other things like that, but we're going to give it a go. And today we're going to talk about the actual storyline, the plot behind Three Strand Cord. So as I said, it is about three women, three friends who have a very tight bond, and thus the name of the book, Three Strand Cord. There's Tempest, Stella, and Charisse. They've been friends since boarding school. And so they are graduating from college, or actually they've gathered because Stella has finished her master's degree, and so they've gathered together to kind of celebrate that achievement. They gather in Boston, which is where they went to school, and where Charisse lives with her family, who are quite well off. And so the story starts out with Charisse, who is this boy crazy girl who turned out to be a boy crazy woman. She's always in love. She's always moving on to the next boyfriend who's the love of her life. And so she's met this Italian man, and she wants to run away to Italy to follow him. During their celebration, she convinces her friends that they need to cover for her because if her parents found out, they would cut her off, basically. And being the rich girl that she is, and she enjoys the finer things in life, she doesn't want that to happen. So she comes up with this grand plan for her to run away to Italy to be with her romantic Italian lover, Roberto, and her friends are going to cover for her. And reluctantly, they go along with it. And so one of the things that Tempest has to do, Tempest is the shy, kind of bookish one of the three, she's going to pretend to be Charisse to meet this old family friend and take him on a tour of Boston. And it shouldn't be a problem. It's going to go off without a hitch. And so this is the plan. Well, of course, you know that these kind of things never work out. And so what it does, it launches the three into this whole twisted cover-up of trying to, how one lie leads to another. So that's kind of how the story begins. Meanwhile, Stella, who is from Texas originally and is the one who just finished her degree, she's moving back to Texas, and it's a difficult thing because she has never gotten along with her stepmother, and now she's moving back to the ranch, and there's a lot of animosity there. So that's sort of another separate storyline that takes place. So the book is written in these three segments. So starting with Tempest, so she's pretending to be Charisse. She's suddenly she finds herself embroiled in some kind of she doesn't know what's going on, but he's following her, and so she feels like she's in a lot of danger. Charisse, of course, goes off to Italy, and again there's a lot of intrigue and whatnot, kidnapping, murder, whatever, because her boyfriend turns out to not be who she thought he was. And then for Stella, down on the ranch, she reunites with these two brothers who are the sons of the main foreman of the ranch, and it turns into a bit of a love triangle. So there's a whole lot going on, way more complex than I can explain here, but it does weave together first with all the trauma and intrigue that Tempest is going through, and then we go to Stella down in Texas, and it's like her world's blowing up because she thinks she's in love with both of the brothers at the same time. And then we move to Italy, where Charisse is finding out she made a big mistake following this guy, and there's all kinds of danger. And of course, then the three storylines weave together as the three of them have to work out all of their problems and basically save one another. So there's a fair bit of, as I said, there's lots of intrigue, there's danger, there's kidnappings and murder and everything else. But of course, a three-strand cord is not easily broken, so they come through in the end. And I guess that's kind of the whole point of the book, is to show that, you know, those kind of strong bonds are not easily broken. And then, of course, the bond that we have with God cannot be broken either, because there is a faith element in the book. It was just a super fun book to write. My agent at the time, when I was shopping this book, really liked it, and so, you know, it was published in 2018, and soon after I wrote the first book, I realized that there was more to the story, so I needed to write another book and then another book. So it is a three book series, as well as being a 3-character book, if you will. But if you want to find out more about this book or about any of my books, please visit my website. It is simply my name, tracykrauss.com. That is TracyKrauss. No E in Tracy, 2 S's in Krauss. That is a very common mistake that happens when you have a name that can be spelled multiple ways. So if you enjoyed this book, if you read this book, I would really appreciate a review somewhere online, and because that really, really helps authors. So that's it for today. I will be next time talking about the second book in the series, which is Blood Ties. And until then, I will talk to you again on another episode of Book Talk.